Hello everyone. Continuing the series on anxiety, before we move on to learning how to effectively deal with anxiety, it is very important to understand what are the exact causes that are leading to anxiety. So firstly, anxiety, it is known that anxiety is caused by genetic factors. Genetics and heredity play a huge role in anxiety. So if there's anyone in your family who suffers from anxiety or has a neurotic trait, then it is a given that considering genetics has a 20% role to play. Some point in time, one day or another, you might or might not suffer from anxiety, and the chances are that you might. In the same way, if you or anyone in your family has a trait of neuroticism, neurotic people have a tendency to worry too much, to be angry, to be frustrated, and neurotic people are known to get more anxious. Anxiety is seen more in neurotic people. Same way, there can be a problem in the neurotransmitter. So neurotransmitters are chemical compounds that are released in your brain. So if you are suffering from anxiety, it is pertinent, or it can happen, that there is a functional deficiency in a particular neurotransmitter. And the same way, if you have a deficiency of any vitamin in your body, the same way you get it checked, you take a medicine, same way there are medicines to deal with the deficiency of neurotransmitter, and this medicine will help increase the neurotransmitter, and this will help in turn suppressing the anxiety. Same way, there can be preparedness. So how prepared are we to deal with it? Sometimes it happens that we are very, we think that worrying about a situation or worrying about the future, this will help us counter the anxiety. So there are a lot of people who think that worrying is actually normal, and then they tend to excessively worry, and this instead of suppressing the anxiety causes an increase in anxiety. And in the same way, there are a lot of causes and a lot of factors. For example, if you are suffering from phobia, any kind of phobia, a social phobia, a specific phobia, a phobia of say flying, a phobia of heights, a phobia of water. So why this happens? Because we as a society, we have evolved as humans, as a society. So when this evolution was taking place, it so happened that we were becoming prepared. We were becoming scared of things, and we were becoming prepared to fight these things. So those phobias are inherently present since millions and trillions of years that humans have been around, and those have been inherited by us. And for some people, those phobias come up, and for some people, they don't. In the same way, for example, you say that you had a mild car crash, right? So now you are a little scared of driving, or you're a little scared of riding a bike. So tomorrow, if you are physically assaulted, even though there is no vehicle present, or you see a fight, or you're physically present in a brutal fight, although there is no automobile present, but this, you will develop a phobia of driving or riding a bike, because your brain has associated two traumas and connected them. So this way, there are a lot of factors, and these are some of the main factors. So it's very important that you understand what is causing this anxiety, right? Because sometimes it also happens that we see other people getting anxious, right? We see someone becoming scared of something, and then we subconsciously learn it. Or there can be an internal conflict. Sometimes, a lot of times, most of the times, we see that the cause of anxiety in people is because internally, subconsciously, they are going through conflict, and anxiety, being anxious, being worrisome, is their way, their body's way, their brain's way of responding to that conflict. Same way that this conflict is there are other factors, and these are just some of the main factors. And now moving on, I will be answering questions in the next series, and also telling you how you can effectively deal with it. So thank you.